episode of LeapTV is made possible by Velvet Pumpkin Productions, your #1 choice for all your online video and podcasting needs. Coming up on LeapTV, a branding lesson from Mini Cooper, why is a strong brand promise vital to your business, and this week's performance tip, the voice recorder. I'm Isabelle Mercier, and this is the show that shows you that small, intentional, and consistent actions lead to massive results. I love the Mini Cooper. In addition to being simply an amazing car, the buying process was absolutely amazing. It was simple. They actually made it fun because when you buy a high price ticket item like this one, you always have a little minute after that you go, "Ooh, did I make the right choice?" So their process of the delivery of that particular car is nothing short of amazing. They've totally removed the buyer's remorse out of the equation. What they did is they first got us to name our car. So we named our car Jazz. And so when you order it, they actually send you emails every week letting you know where Jazz is at with a T-5 days countdown, which I absolutely adored. So what's the lesson here? The lesson is to learn more about your buyer's fears and your buyer's desires so that you can always be one step ahead of them, because buying is very much an emotional process. So ask yourself, what can I do to make my buying process a delightful no-brainer? And remember that a buying process includes pre-buying, during buying, and post-purchase. And most people forget about the post part, which is actually, in my book, the most important part because it's the part that people remember the most. In my book, Mini Cooper is a true brand hero. So to read more on this subject, visit the article below entitled 10 Rituals to Delivering an Outstanding Customer Experience. Leapers, it's time to get involved. I want to hear about your brand hero stories. Who has delighted you recently? Let me know by simply adding your comments below the video at leaptv.com. And don't forget that adding comments really can increase the traffic to your website. Now, before we move on with the show, I really want to share a little bit more about our sponsor, Velvet Pumpkin Production, because Danielle truly rocks the house. She really helps small business owners get clear on what their core message is and really helps them produce videos that are actually watched to increase profit online. Just head on over to velvetpumpkin.com for more details and special offers. This week's question is from Melissa Simons from Montreal, Quebec. Melissa writes, "Hi Isabelle, thanks for a great show. I always look forward to your next episode or next blog post. Keep up the good work. On your blog, you recently talked about the importance of a strong brand promise. What makes a brand promise and how do I know that I have a strong one?" Melissa, I am glad you asked this question because in my book, it's one of the most important factors of a brand foundation. What's a brand promise, first of all? A brand promise is your measurable accountability. It's the one thing that you have to deliver come rain or shine. It's what your business overall decision making is all coming from. For example, at LeapZone, we promise clarity, pivotal shifts, and momentum. And when I say that it's part of your decision making process, is because every project that we have, every opportunity that we take on, need to actually be delivering on that particular brand promise. So how do you know that it's a strong brand promise? Because it bridges the gap between your client's needs and what you are best at in the world. So take our client Marshall at Sandbox Signs, for example. They truly are a different kind of sign company. What they promise is this. They promise to be true to their word or it's free. So how do you get to a kick-butt brand promise? Truly, you have to simply ask yourself, what are the biggest problems that exist in your industry? For Marshall, it's dependability. The second question to ask is, what is my biggest strength? And for Marshall, it happens to be dependability. Fantastic. So again, his brand promise, we are true to our word or it's free, because he knows that his brand promise bridges that gap. Here are other great examples of good brand promises. Volvo promises safety. McDonald's promises speed, fun, and consistency. And Providence Security, which I am totally in love with, they're a Vancouver company, they promise a 5-minute response time. Now, remember, they're a security company, and the average police response time is 2.5 hours. So you think he's got a kick-ass brand promise? You bet he does. Now, Leapers, we need to hear your suggestions for Melissa. Just add your comments below the video at LeapTV.com. Now, Melissa, in return for asking a question, you win a 2-month free subscription to MyLeapTools.com. MyLeapTools is a vital resource for small business owners, filled with tips, tools, and winning strategies to help you perform like never before. Now, if you have a question for me, simply just click on the Ask Isabel button right above the video. This week's performance tip is about the voice recorder. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I get my ideas when I'm dog walking, grocery shopping, even when I'm in the shower. I just simply never go anywhere without my voice recorder. What are some of the main benefits? It's a quick way to brain dump and to document your thoughts. It's also a great way to declutter the drawer upstairs, because without doing that, you're not sharp. So record your voice, brain dump, and stay sharp. So what I want you to do as your Leap of the Week this week is try it out every day and let me know how it goes. If you've liked this week's tip, chances are you're going to love MyLeapTools.com. Check it out. There's lots more tools like this one. That's it for this week's show. Remember that everything you've learned here today will do absolutely nothing for you, unless, of course, you implement it. So take action on what you've learned, and remember that it's much easier to do it than to dwell on it. If you want a personalized one-on-one consultation for your business, simply click on the link below that says Isabel On Demand. And don't forget to comment. We want to hear what you've thought of this week's show. I'm Isabel Mercier, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Join me again next week for many more branding lessons and must-have resources to help you perform like never before. See you next week. Now, before we go on with the show, I really want to talk to you about our sponsor, Danielle Turner.
Oh, I don't know anything about it. Hold on, just make it. You gotta be in focus for this one, because this is the most important part of this.
Okay, I'm gonna say, this is what I'm gonna say. Exactly what's on my slide. Danielle's like, just stick to the slide, Isabel. This week's question is from Melissa Simons from Montreal, Quebec. My hometown. What the fuck?